Hello, everyone, and welcome back to NFL Playoff Pick'em. I'm your host, Jake Biggie Mills, and again, it's just me and EJ, but the other guys did send their picks. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Jake? What more do you need? Just you and me. I'm down with that.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. So, yeah. Uh, what a week of games last week.
It was. I went 3 for 4, and I don't know how you. I don't exactly remember how you did, but it's gonna be darn close. I think we all had a pretty decent week.
Yeah, everybody went 3-1 over the week.
Not bad at all. Not
Yeah,
bad at all.
the only ones me and you got wrong were Buffalo over Cincinnati.
Yeah, the only one that I was wrong about.
Yeah, and then Jake Jones got the Giants beating the Eagles wrong, and then Zach got the Jaguars beating the Chiefs wrong, and then Brandon got the same one, the Jaguars beating the Chiefs. Funny
Yeah.
thing,
Yep.
I was actually with Zach on Saturday. I was at a school dance actually for
Oh,
my
yes, you are.
girlfriend, and his girlfriend and my girlfriend go to the same school, so we were at the dance watching the Eagles game there. I don't know if you saw. I'll put a picture here on the screen. I was wearing an Eagles shirt under my suit. Yes, it was
Yes,
very
you
nice.
were. Yes, you were.
The priest of their school actually, because it's a Catholic school. It's Holy Cross is the name of the school. Their priest, after the Eagles got up by a lot, he put on a Deshaun Jackson jersey. That was awesome.
Of
I got
all
a picture
people.
with him as well.
Love
It's on my
that.
Instagram. It's great.
Love that. No, actually, did I not
Shout
tell
out
you?
Father Ed.
Did I not tell you
What?
to do that or
You
do
did.
something?
You did tell me to do that.
Yeah,
And
because he
shout
came
out.
to he was looking like he wanted to see if my work had like an Eagles pin. And I was like, no, we don't sell Eagles pins. We only sell soccer. And then I
Yes.
was like, you should like wear your jersey underneath. And he's like,
Yeah, no,
okay.
I was thinking of wearing the Kelsey jersey, but it would look too bulky, so I just wear the retro logo t-shirt.
Now you
And
look spiffy.
and the DJ kept announcing the score too. So like everybody was there for the you know what I'm saying? And like they announced
Yep.
it, I opened the shirt like Superman. Yeah, let's go. It was
Yeah, you
great.
know what it was though? The funny thing is you were at the school dance. I was at my for those of you who don't know, I'm a firefighter, but I was at my fire department's
Yes, he is.
installation dinner. And you know what I was doing while they were all doing their speeches? I was watching both games
That
on
is
my phone.
awesome.
And
Yeah,
I had like
that's what
everybody grouped at my table going, "What's going on with the Eagles?" And I was like, "They're winning. What the hell do you think?"
yeah, me and Zach were watching the games during the dance. It was pretty fun. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it was a great night and great, especially for the dance itself and then me being a Eagles fan, seeing them dominate the New York Giants like that.
Yeah.
Incredible. I love
Yeah.
it. But anyway, so
You know
we
who
got
else
some big
lost?
what's that?
You know who else lost?
Who?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Let's go.
Yes,
Hey, you
sir.
know what though? You know what
Uh,
though? Dak may have played horrible, but that was a close game. That was a good. It came to the end.
yeah, you know who played the best?
Oh,
Ezekiel Elliott blocking at center. Okay, sorry.
that
All
made
right,
me
I'll
laugh.
stop now. I'll stop now.
Watching that made me laugh so hard.
That was so good. I
Yeah,
knew he was gonna
he,
get
he
destroyed
got
too.
lit up. That was great. As an
All
Eagles fan,
right,
that was fun
let's
to see.
let's go. We're gonna get
Yeah,
sidetracked.
let's move on. All right, so let's talk about our two huge conference championship games this week. I am so pumped for these games. Um, where do you want to start? AFC or NFC?
Let's start with the AFC. I got my AFC notes already up here,
All
so
right, so with that, EJ. Oh, also, I'm sorry. Before we get started, I got to show the records as of right now. EJ, you are still number one at 9-1. I have climbed up to second at 8-2.
hey yo, okay.
And oh, I'm sorry. No, that's Jake Jones. I apologize. That will be up on the screen.
Oh,
Jake Jones is at second at 8-2.
hi
Me and
Jake.
Zach are tied at 7-3, and Brandon has fallen to last at 6-4.
Come on, Brandon. Let's go, brother. You got 3 more games to pick. Let's go. Come
Yeah,
on.
let's go. But anyway, all right. So let's get into it. AFC Championship game: the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Who do you got?
Oh yeah. So Jake, I told you I'd do my research and I have like a bunch of spreadsheets and everything. I started the moment that KC won on pulling stats on them because they once again are back. And I said this before: Buffalo, KC, and Cincy are going to be the 3 teams beating each other up to make it to the Super Bowl. And guess what? We got KC and we've got Cincy. So who would have thought? Let's take a look at KC. This is just from their last game. Isaiah Pacheco actually led their team in rushing yards. He had 12 attempts, 95 yards, so he's averaging around 7.9. It's pretty good. His longest was 39. He broke a big run. Uh, didn't get any touchdowns, no rushing touchdowns at least. But good stuff there. Mahomes also was able to scramble a couple times. He averaged about 2.5 yards per scramble, so he's moving forward. It's better than him getting sacked.
Yeah,
They did play Jacksonville, but I must say, Jacksonville held in there for a
they
little
did.
bit.
Dude, again, we were watching that at the dance because
Mhm.
Zach had the Fox Sports app.
Yeah,
Shout out Fox Sports app, very clutch.
yeah.
And
Shout out YouTube TV and my dad giving me a
there
Christmas present because that
you go.
was
Shout out the
February.
streaming services.
Yes, shout
Way to
out
get a
streaming
sponsor.
services. Yes. Anyway, but I don't think that was the winner for KC. I think the winner was Patrick Mahomes. First of all, played hurt.
Yes.
And my girlfriend actually knew that. Like I missed the beginning of the game because I was in the
Right.
shower and I have to bring a date to this. And I was calling her to say, "Hey, I'm coming to get you." And I'm trying to put the game on my phone while
Right.
I'm going over there. Now, don't text and drive, but if you watch a game and if the Stillers are playing, I'll put them up on a dash and I'll drive
Yeah.
and I'll just
Yeah.
take a
Yeah.
quick look. But anyway, I was watching it. But before I got a chance to do that, my girlfriend was like, Patrick Mahomes is hurt. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Patrick Mahomes is playing hurt. And Chad Henney's in right now and all this other stuff. She knew who Chad Henney was. I was floored. Patrick Mahomes. She knew who Patrick Mahomes was. I was floored. Yeah, but any of that happened. But
Yeah.
anyway, he came back. They taped up his ankle and he threw to Travis Kelce 14 times for 98 yards, two touchdowns. And I gotta say, he was targeted 17 times. Travis Kelce was that. Mahomes and Kelce, that is a scary duo. That's
Yeah.
like Big Ben and AB back in the day, like
Yeah,
2017, 2018.
right. Yeah.
That was like the year that Big Ben was like a 99 or a 98 on Madden after being washed for a little bit.
Mhm.
And that was that year. This is becoming that. Those two are going to be so scary for the next 5, 6, 7 years. It's gonna be like your Manning
Yeah.
and who else he was hit? Who was he hitting down at that
Marvin
point? Ty
Harrison.
Colley and freaking Marvin Harrison. Like
Syracuse
that
alum.
type. This is that type of stuff, guys. Also, got to shout out Kadarius Toney, former New York Giant. 5 receptions, 36 yards, averaging around 7.5 yards per carry.
That's
He
not
did
bad at
not
all.
score a touchdown, but he was damn close. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, another one, only had 1 reception, but it was for a 6-yard touchdown. Those points count. They really count in playoff games.
Mhm.
Sky Moore out there, was there. Didn't really do much this last game, but in the game before that, fantastic. Noah Gray, Blake Belt, Juju. Juju had 2 receptions. I didn't see him all season. He's shown up. Just a real great showing for the Chiefs. And I got to give it to the Jaguars. Even at Christian Kirk being your leading receiver, I still think it's quite important to give them the credit, Jake. I think you would agree for getting that far. And I'm telling you, Jacksonville's gonna run that division. They play their cards right. They can run that division for quite a bit. But the Chiefs really good.
Mhm.
But let's get over to the
game itself.
the other side. Bengals were quite good, I think. Buffalo's not a easy task. Beating Buffalo by
They beat him by a
17,
good amount too.
also not an easy task. I mean, once again, you got your Jamar Chase touchdown, then you got your Hayden Hurst touchdown. Which, shout out Hayden Hurst. That was a gnarly play
Yeah.
to get the touchdown on that. That's a 15-yard pass. But he was there, and they scored. And here's the deal. This is going to come down to one thing, folks. We know they both have explosive offenses. So really, Jake, I think you know where I'm going with this. This comes down to the defenses. Unfortunately for Jamar Chase, I feel like he's probably going to get a lot more coverage now than he was getting before. But on the other side, high Juju and Travis Kelce, they're probably going to do the same thing to you. So I think this really is going to come down to which defense makes a defensive mistake. I guess at the proper time in the game. Both quarterbacks good, both running backs. I mean, they're just best in the league. I mean, this game is so good.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a really good game.
How does it, I don't know how to understand how this one doesn't get Sunday Night Football. And I'm sorry, Jake.
It is. Eagles are
Is
on
it?
at 3.
I thought it came first. I thought it was the afternoon.
No, the
game.
Eagles are at 3.
Oh, I was going to say this.
This one is that. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, no, this one definitely Sunday night. I'm a big Eagles fan. That's gonna be a good game too. But this one is just gonna be amazing.
I'm going to say this, and I think that I'm going back and forth in my mind, but I'm going to say it, folks. I think the Bengals are going to pull this one, and here's why. Okay. I just can't see. Even with the liability that is Eli Apple, I just can't see Mahomes playing injured. Don't tell me that he's not playing injured, because he is playing injured. Whether he rubs it off or not, he's playing injured. And the Bengals have, I'm pretty sure, beaten the Chiefs already this season. Correct?
Fact
I believe
check.
They won that game.
Let's do a fact check real quick while we're here.
Let's fact check that. Because either way, I've got my rebuttal, so go ahead.
All right, let's see.
But I'm fairly certain that they did win this game in Cincy. Am I correct in saying that?
We're going to find this out. Bengals.
I think I remember watching the Steelers.
Yep, yeah. Bengals won 27-24. It was instant.
They own the Chiefs right now. And they've done it. Like, what's it, the last 4 times they've played, they've beat them. And folks, let me tell you something. This could get 10 times more sketchy. This could become a rivalry soon. But I think the Bengals are going to pull this one because they know what they're doing already.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing already. They've beaten them in KC and in Cincy, and they've been close games. It's going to be a close game. I think Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. I just think that unfortunately he's going to have to take a rest for a little bit. I think we're going to see Cincinnati back in the Super Bowl, and they very well could win it. But we'll have to see how they play this week. I'm going to take Cincinnati.
Absolutely. I am taking Cincinnati as well. Big Joe Burrow guy, not gonna lie.
Big Joe Burrow. Listen,
I've been a Joe Burrow fan since he was in college. Remember watching the national championship game when LSU won. That was when I was like, wow, I really like this guy a lot. So I think, they have a very, very good offense. Tons of weapons for Joe Burrow. Kansas City's kind of the same way. Yeah. But again, Patrick Mahomes being hurt, I think the Bengals are red hot right now.
And they already own them.
Exactly. They already own them. The way the series goes, I'm taking Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati goes to Super Bowl for sure. Joe Burrow makes it again.
I think so too.
That's incredible, must say.
Yeah. I think you're right on that. I'm going to put some notes in here, make sure everything's all set here.
Yep. As we move on to the big one, for me at least. for me. Yes.
So I would like you to go first here because I would
like
an
Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Go ahead.
So Sunday, 3:00, the Philadelphia Eagles take on the San Francisco 49ers in Philly. The Link, packed house, gonna be insane. Man, this one's gonna be good. Truly, we're gonna do non-biased viewpoint here.
I will keep you to that. Go ahead.
Yes, help me with that, please. This game's going to be really good. And I like Brock Purdy, his storyline, especially Mr. Irrelevant, taking over as a third-string quarterback and getting his team to the NFC Championship. I mean, that's crazy in itself. Somebody like that taking a team that far. And the 49ers are a pretty balanced team, truly. But here's the thing that concerns me about the 49ers. The games they've played, like the Dallas game, and then even the Seattle game at one point, they were close games. They edged those out. They squeaked those ones out. You know what I'm saying? Those games those games were close. They weren't, and no offense to the Dallas Cowboys, maybe this is being a little biased, but 49ers should have beat them by some more. It shouldn't have came down to the last second like that. And
I will let you slip on that. You're good.
Yeah. The Seahawks led them at half, right? Am I correct about that? It was 17-16 at half, right? It
was, in fact, 17-16 at half.
Right. Now, not degrading Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks, but that's a team, you're that high seeded in the NFC. You should beat a team they did win by a lot, but it shouldn't be that close at any point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It seems like they're squeaking these games out, and it's just, Christian McCaffrey's been crazy. I will say that. He's
Yeah.
going to be a problem. But the Eagles, you saw the way they played on Saturday. They
Yeah,
dominated the New York Giants. Like, when I tell you dominated, they dominated the New York
they
Giants.
did.
They
And we didn't see it
embarrassed them.
coming either.
No, I didn't even see it coming. I wrote this down. You had the Eagles winning by 1 point, and I even
I
said it was
did.
going to be like a 3-point game or
I
something.
thought it was going to be close.
I
And
didn't
I
think they were
just
going
don't
to
know
win
what happened with
38-7.
Saquon. Saquon only got 9 rushing attempts?
Yeah.
He
Well,
didn't
that's
even
what
break
he
100
did.
yards. He only got hold on. He only got 61 yards, averaging for 6.7.
Sounds like
Like,
it's an area Wyoming area.
it's not good. Yes, it does. That was you keep bringing that up, and I keep
I
thinking,
know.
what
Listen,
a
I
night
missed
that
the
was.
high school football days, man.
I know.
I'm gonna talk about that till the day I die. Truly.
Listen, I'll talk about my volleyball seasons until the day I die.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just
How many times have I
it's
told you the
forever.
playoff stories?
Oh yeah,
Like,
the playoff
I've
stories.
told
You
you
told
the
me those. Those are crazy.
Hazleton playoff story. Don't even bring it up. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah. We'll talk
going.
about some other time when we have
We'll
more
talk
time.
about it some other time.
Yes, but
Keep going.
yeah, the Eagles' offense just looks. I mean, Jalen Hurts is, he's good. He's a good
He
player.
is good.
And like I said, the 49ers, they're a good offense. Brock Purdy's been playing well. Christian McCaffrey's been amazing. He's in the running for comeback player of the year. Am I correct on that?
I think so. I think you could say that.
That's valid. That's very valid. Personally, I think it was the team he was on. That was and because he was getting injured a lot too when he was in Carolina. You get him on a team who's pretty good, actually good, unlike the Panthers, and he strives. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then you're 100% right. And shout out my boy Fish Boy on KRZ, one of my coworkers. Yeah. He's a big 49er fan ever since the 90s. So he's been here for a bit,
Yes, yeah.
And he said this once. It was a Thursday night that McCaffrey got traded to San Fran, and I had to go in the next day. We drove to Lehman.
Okay,
Lehman
so
in Hanover or something like that.
Is that the Lehman Hanover game?
Oh, it was so bad. That was like the most eerie and sketchy game I'd ever been to because it was a packed house for Lehman.
Really?
So quiet, you could hear a pin drop. It was so weird. It was so eerie. I was calling the game. It was so bad.
Yeah,
anyway, we were talking on the way down. Yeah. We were talking on the way down. And he said the same thing. We're going to see. And he goes, I don't want to be biased as a San Fran fan. I said, no, so speak your mind. We're good. We're driving in the KRZ truck, which, let me tell you something. The thing is, it's loud. But I can hear him still. And he's going, I don't want to be biased, but I just think now that we're going to see McCaffrey on a real team that's not going to waste his talent. And I think that's what you've got. Because you think about this now, Christian McCaffrey, and folks, genuinely put this in your brain here. When McCaffrey was behind the Carolina Panthers offensive line, he was still doing good stuff. Enough to be
absolutely
fine. But every single season, what happened?
He got hurt.
He got injured.
Yeah.
He got injured. Nobody would block for him. He'd get absolutely stuffed at the line. He'd destroy his knee. That was that. You've got a nice 49ers offensive line.
Oof. Let me tell you, they're a good
and a
group
solid offense in general.
Yeah.
Like I just said, adds to it. So you're right. And that's what Fish said. And I agree with him. I don't even have to say it. Go ahead, Fish, go off, I guess. Slay Queen or whatever we're calling it. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say, Jake. I'm sorry. That was bad.
Yeah, go off, Queen.
Go off, Queen. Yes, okay. But really.
Yeah.
So I don't know what are you taking the Eagles or are you taking the 49ers?
I'm taking the Eagles.
You're gonna take the Eagles?
A sliver.
By a sliver.
I'm telling you, it's gonna come down to, I think this is gonna be the same scenario as the Bengals Chiefs, like you said, whatever defense messes up first. Because the Eagles defense, now here's the thing I'm worried about. Eagles run defense hasn't been stellar at all, truly. Now Hassan Reddick is a monster, let me say that. He is a beast off the edge. However, the interior run game hasn't been stopping the run game hasn't been very, very, very on par along with every other aspect of our defense. And truly, I think that's going to be something where it's going to be a back and forth game because it's going to be hard to stop McCaffrey. But then they have to stop Jalen Hurts and they got to lock down on AJ Brown and even Devontae Smith. You know what I mean? Like you have two very solid receivers And, it's going to be tough. So I truly think it's going to be a back and forth game. But I think the Eagles have a little more talent on offense than the 49ers, just a little bit. They're pretty evenly matched, honestly. Truly, it's an evenly matched game because you have George Kittle, you have Brock Purdy, who's been playing well, Christian McCaffrey, and then the Eagles. You have Dallas Goedert, good tight end. You got two good receivers, and then I forgot to mention Debo. I'm sorry. And then you have even Miles Sanders and Boston Scott.
I was gonna say you got to mention Boston Scott because
of course, the giant killer, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm taking my Eagles by a very small margin.
I mean,
I'm going to write that down by a sliver.
I agree with 98% of what you said.
Okay. Let's hear the other 2%.
Unfortunately, I don't agree with your pick.
Okay. All right.
And listen, I don't want to be that guy.
Fair enough.
But Eagles fans, listen to my reasoning. I'm not choosing against the Eagles because I don't like the Eagles.
Yes.
That's not true. That is not true. A lot of y'all fans get mouthy, but that's not true. I still like Pennsylvania, and as long as y'all ain't playing the Steelers, really don't care. Okay? Get that out of the way first.
Yes.
You did talk a lot of crap on Instagram about y'all. I'm telling y'all to shut up already. Because I'm actually kind of sick of it now. I'm actually getting kind of sick of it.
Listen, I'm known for talking some trash about.
Yes, but you're not the other people on like Snapchat that I go through.
Yeah,
and it's just bro, you're a Steelers fan. Where are you? And it's just like, I didn't even reply to your story. You just went out of your way to talk a bunch of.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, you're not like that. You're a reasonable fan.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about why I'm choosing the 49ers. History plays a part in this.
Okay.
Folks, I think we're going to have a rematch of the 1982 Super Bowl. So that would be what? Super Bowl 17. Super Bowl 17, I believe. Okay. And I will fact check that. Here's why I think that. I'm going to say, I'm sorry, it was Super Bowl 16, not 17.
Okay.
Anyway, same thing's going to happen. This year, that happened in 2002, 2004, and whatever other. I think there was one more year that I'm primarily thinking of that I'm leaving out. But the championship is an Eagle killer primarily, and I'm sorry, Jake. I don't want to be.
Listen. I agree with you. Truly,
the history is there.
Yeah.
Do you all remember 2000? Well, most of you weren't alive. I was alive, but you guys probably were not alive. For the 2002 NFC Championship game, the last game that they ever played at the Veterans Memorial Stadium, the Eagles had Donovan McNabb, a red-hot Donovan McNabb, who
Syracuse alum again.
Syracuse alum, who absolutely, and I don't have a better way to put it, actually crapped on Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Like outplayed prime Michael Vick to get to this position. And he did the same thing in 04 or 05 or whatever it was. But was very, very good. The link was packed. It was the last game ever. They were playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They could have knocked out Mike Allstott and all this other stuff. And you know what? The Buccaneers went in there and Rondé Barber single-handedly ended the Eagles season where the odds were the Eagles are going to beat the Buccaneers, and then they're going to go beat the Raiders. Like, we are so 100% sure about this that Vegas had the Eagles on a money line. This is early money lines.
Really?
This is like early 2000s when money lines for sports became like an actual science. Like,
right.
You'll have to talk to other people about it, like other adult people older than like me. I'm only in my early 20s. Talk about it later. But they were so confident that the Eagles were going to win that the Eagles were minus 24 in today's.
Really?
Yes, they were. To beat, in 02.
Yeah, the last game at the Vet, right?
The last game at the Vet, they were
by like a lot, and then
they were minus 20. It was 24.
Really? I did not know that. That is crazy.
And they were intercepted by Rondé Barber to put the Vet to sleep.
Yeah,
that was confident. Yeah. Now here's the thing. You're going to have that happen here, I think. I don't think it's going to be that. It's not going to be that dire, but it's going to be a close game, and it's going to be, I think, McCaffrey. I just think McCaffrey's going to do it. Brock Purdy, I think about it. They eliminated the storyline, right? They
Yeah.
eliminated the storyline of the Bills and all that other stuff.
Right.
Bills
Yeah.
are out. Some kind of storyline's got to
You
be
need
written
something.
here.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's the Eagles. I think it's Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Winning a
You
Super
know how
Bowl.
much money they're going to make if he makes the Super Bowl?
Oh my God. Yeah.
And let me tell you something, 49ers, y'all are dumb if you put Garoppolo in. If y'all make the Super Bowl and you bench Purdy to put Garoppolo back in,
They wouldn't do that.
you are an idiot, Kyle Shanahan, if you do that.
I don't think that would happen though.
ESPN. No, I saw the odds of. They said they interviewed him earlier this week, and they said something about they interviewed Shanahan after one of the practices, and they were like, "Well, how's Garoppolo doing? What happens if Purdy wins, but he looks shaky? What are you going to do?" Oh, well, we think the probability of him being back for the NFC Championship game is kind of shaky, but for the Super Bowl, he could definitely be ready if need be. And then there was speculation, and I'm not going to continue on the speculation, but you're an idiot if you do so. Brock Purdy is just too explosive, I think, now because he's starting, and I think I'm not discrediting the Eagles in any way, shape, or form because they are darn good. They're one of the best, they're one of the most solid football teams. They're not good on one side of the ball and not the other. They're good at both.
Yeah, they're just a well-rounded.
Wow. And I mean, even I saw it when they played the Steelers earlier.
Yeah, they killed the Steelers.
38 to. Shut up, Jake.
They did.
Shut your mouth.
I was so happy.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Go Birds.
Shut your mouth. Kenny Pickett didn't do a thing to you. Anyway, but yeah, no, I just think the 49ers are going to pull it through. I think McCaffrey, they're going to have a hard time stopping McCaffrey. Their run defense is already not that great. In my personal
that's what
opinion.
I mentioned earlier. I even said
and that's exactly I was going to kind of elaborate on what you said. I just don't think, and I think between McCaffrey and running that, what is it, an end around that they were running with freaking was it with Debo? I thought I saw they ran that a couple times. They caught Dallas off guard a couple times, and maybe the Eagles, maybe they have something brewing for the Eagles too. I don't know. I just think what else can I say? I mean, this is too much. This is too much talent for both, and obviously both can't go. I'm just going to have to take the 49ers. I think it's going to be a repeat of Super Bowl 16. You're going to have the Bengals and the 49ers. And I think that the Eagles still become cream of the crop of the NFC, and they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop being bad. But I can also tell you it's going to shake up the offseason a lot if the Eagles do, in fact, lose this game. That is all I will say on that. Who is it? Elijah Mitchell was the guy they were running the end around with.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, darn good. That's all I have to say. I mean, I can't pick against Brock Purdy until he's proven me otherwise. And also, history has told me the Eagles will lose this game. And once again, guys, nothing against Eagles fans out there. If Kenny's rooting for the Eagles, I'll root for the Eagles.
There you go.
I unfortunately think that 49ers are going to pull it. It's going to be like a 1 or 2 point game. It's going to be damn close. And once again, it comes down to the defense, which defense has a hole,
Yeah.
I know we don't have a lot of time, but that's all I got to say.
Yeah. Now, truly, I'm going to put this one thing out before we do end the show. I'm going to put this out there. Truly, I think this game can go either way. I do think my Eagles are going to win. However, and this game can go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost this game, truly. Yeah. All right. So, we didn't go over everybody else's picks. We'll do that quick, and then we'll wrap it up for this week. Now, next week is no games, so I'm pretty sure we're just going to take a week off and then do our episode for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we have other filming that we have to do. We got to catch up on some filming, Jake, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
yes, we do.
We have. Listen, a lot of stuff goes into this stuff, folks.
It does. You don't realize.
There's storyboarding. There's ideas. There's
so much. You don't realize. Listen, this is a tiny channel.
Yeah,
I'm basically going no budget here. And,
you can't just speak it into existence. Yeah, like things have to get done. So we're working on content for you folks. We really, really are. It's just it's a lot.
Yes. So Jake Jones will do his first. He
Mhm.
picked Cincinnati over Kansas City, and then he picked the 49ers over the Eagles.
Okay. All right.
And then Zach and Brandon both picked the same. They picked Cincinnati over Kansas City and the Eagles over the 49ers.
Mhm.
So the only the only two ones that are different are you and Jake Jones both picked the 49ers over the Eagles. Everybody picked the Bengals over the Chiefs, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for watching our third installment of the NFL Playoff Pick'em, and we will be back in 2 weeks as we talk about the Super Bowl. Now,
Yeah.
this is one thing I don't think I mentioned this yet. If we do have a tie for the tiebreaker for the final rankings is we're gonna do a final score prediction of the Super Bowl, and
Whoever's closest.
whoever's the closest gets, if like let's say we have a tie for third or something, that person will get third. You know what I mean? So if there's any tiebreakers, they'll be determined by that.
That. Okay.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in 2 weeks.